From St. Duplessis Theatre in Bloemfontein, in the Free State Province, for the official opening of the Agro-processing Summit. The summit starts today and then it will end tomorrow. They're trying to come up with solutions, and of course their main objective behind this summit is to develop a strategy to make sure that agro-processing takes the center stage in terms of economic development as well. Right, we have the new panel with me here. I'm joined by the HOD from the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, HOD Peter Tabete. And Tabete, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Palesa and the viewers.
Well, thank you so much for coming through. We also have Osimpo Ngemani. She is the CEO for Special Economic Zone. Osimpo, good morning.
Good morning, Palesa, and to the viewers.
Thank you so much for coming through as well. We're also joined by Kolani Nzaba. He's the processor, and he'll be talking to us about his journey in this processing stuff. Good morning to you and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Palesa.
Thank you so much indeed. Tsepo Moreni is the acting HOD from the Department of Economic Development, Tourism, Small Business, a whole lot of things. Good morning to you and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning and good morning to the viewers.
Thank you so much for coming through. Now I'm going to let you respond to all the questions that came from the floor. I'll start with you, HOD.
Thank you very much. In response to the questions, I think what informs the Agro-processing Summit is that we know the potential of the Free State. That is the beginning point. That we are good in which areas of production. Now, it doesn't mean that there are no challenges. We've got producers at different levels, at commercial, at medium, and at small level. There are areas where we still need to improve production. But at the moment, we are saying we are leaders in the production of certain commodities. Now, being leaders in mostly grains in the country, we are saying this stands a number of opportunities for us to go into agro-processing. Now, that's what informs this. We are saying, as we are looking at these opportunities, we want them to unlock the economic value of the province. Agriculture becomes a leader after mining in the province. And with the decline of mining, we have to take a position to say, how do we begin to upscale the production of agriculture, both production and agro-processing? Agro-processing gives us additional opportunities in improving the number of jobs, in making sure that the contribution of the Free State in terms of the economy increases, and it makes an opportunity for us even to begin to trade nationally and internationally with these commodities.
But I would want you to respond directly to Ndate Pito's question. I mean, you hear fears as he speaks that, you know, things are not going to work out for agro-processing. You've got to start somewhere. He's a commercial farmer and he talks about the challenges.
This is exactly why we are here. When he's at the commercial level, it means he's producing products up to a certain level, which he is currently struggling to get them into the market because of the competition that currently exists in the market. Now, this opportunity then begins to say, with these opportunities that exist in the Free State, it will provide ample opportunities for all levels of producers because we're going to do targeted interventions at all levels.
All right.
At lower levels, at medium level, and at commercial level.
All right. Let me just bring Dade Mremi, acting HOD from this tier, to respond to that. The issue of tapping into a bigger market, it's quite a challenge. We did a walkabout downstairs, and a whole lot of those farmers were talking about tapping into the bigger market. How are you going to go about assisting?
Yeah, we need those role players as well, the bigger markets. And it doesn't only relate to agriculture. There's a challenge in terms of accessing markets, where people are holding monopoly into the markets and they don't want new entrants into the markets. Government has set aside 30%, which has been made available to SMMEs to access the markets. But it's a collaboration between all the role players that are involved, government and ourselves and all the other interested parties, to say you cannot hold on to the monopoly forever. you need to open up to other people, and you'll realize that government through conditional agricultural support grant has put a lot of money, especially in agriculture for broilers and so on and so on. But those people cannot sell their products. So the issue that is raising is very valid, and as Ntate Tabete says, that is the sole purpose of this summit, that let's bring everybody around the table, put the strategy in place to say, let's open up, because if we don't, it is going to leave us with a challenge. And you'll realize that the majority of the population of this province is black. And if you don't open up the market to them, you are creating a lot of problems, not only now, but into the future.
All right. Butolani, let me just bring you into this conversation. Talk to us about your experiences and challenges that you had to face in this industry.
Thank you, Palesa, for the opportunity. I'm actually the Chief Executive Officer of Letabo Milling, which is based in Ventersburg.
Okay.
Yeah. I think challenges when I started the business were there, especially access to market, access to funding, which actually happened to be barriers to market entry. Yeah. However, I managed to mitigate that through offtake agreements that I negotiated with the big retailers. And as you know, we are into maize milling. However, we produce food, and there are certain legal requirements in terms of compliance that you need to achieve, as in that the first you know, there are challenges in terms of numbers and actually in terms of meeting legal compliance issues. One of them is that you have to ensure that the food that you produce is food safe. You know, in terms of that, you need to go through the food safe program to ensure that when you deliver the product, it is a quality product. Not only because you are classified as a BE company that those would be shortchanged. You need to achieve those things, and it's a program that unfortunately we have to go through. But we were able to go through that with a lot of pain.
Yeah,
as well.
And surely you'd want to share your stories. How did you go about making it? I mean, for the purpose of someone who's watching at home and saying he managed to make it, but how did he do it?
Yeah, I think one, it was my attitude towards achieving the goal that I wanted to achieve. Okay. And then also the acquired knowledge from where I had worked. So the issue
of skills.
Skills, yeah, skills is important.
All right, okay. How simple, Free State Special Development Zone, what is it and how is it going to contribute in this whole agro-processing?
Palesa, the Malujapofun Special Economic Zone is the initiative of the Free State government, supported by the Department of Trade and Industry in establishing the manufacturing activities, as well as to create opportunities for local and international and trade environment using the value-add chain. That is the value-added chain. We are located on the N3, which is part of the SIP2 corridor, which is another government strategy in realizing the revitalization of the industrialization. Linked to this summit, one of the sectors which is our priority sector is agro-processing. And there was a question about the fencing in terms of ensuring that as the economic zone, we have a designated area for agro-processing. But most importantly, we look at the value-added chain as well as the beneficiation of products. I think earlier on in the earlier panel, they made mention of the processing of products, and also allowing international as well as local investors to support the emerging businesses. Right. And in terms of agro-processing, hence we are saying the commodities as the Free State, we're the fruit basket, and we allow these commodities to be beneficiated in the zone, as well as to allow the import and export of these products.
All right, now we'll talk about the opportunities that comes with the special economic zone. We're quickly going to take a break here on Morning Live, and when we come back, we'll take a final round of questions and comments, and then the panel will respond, and then that will be it.